Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's market commentary. Hope you're very well. It's actually 12:30 and I haven't taken a single trade on the account. I left it this morning, just all looked a bit choppy and messy. Momentum wasn't all lined up. So there were some moves, as we can see, like on the pound dollar this morning, but I wasn't personally that interested. So with that in mind, I'm obviously just waiting for 1:30, so we will continue this at 1:30. It's currently 12:30, and we'll see if we can get some trading. What I'm going to be looking to trade is the dollar yen, and I'm going to be looking to see if I can trade this dollar yen on the short side. So if we go to the hourly charts, it's broken down a little bit overnight, and I'm waiting to see if we're going to get a spike up, which fails, and then rolls over, or if we just start to roll over. Either way, so that's what the one I'm going to be looking for. Is I'm looking for the dollar yen to come down. Basically, we've diverged overnight, yesterday, sorry, and so I'm just looking to see if we're going to get that follow through and start coming to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for. So dollar yen is going to be the one I'm going to be trading on the short side. So either way, if it just blasts up and through the prior highs at 120, then I'll have to look at that at that stage. But for now, it looks like well, I'm going to be looking for opportunities to trade it on the short side. Back in an hour. Okay, so I'm just back. It's 1:27 p.m, so nearly there. Got a couple of minutes to go. This is the hourly chart of the dollar yen. So what I'm looking for is, well, we'll have to see what's going to happen. But if we shoot down, then I'll be looking for retracements to get short. If we shoot up, I'll let it go and just see what this reaction is going to be. Because I think if we shoot up, I'm just going to have to stand aside and just watch it for a bit and see if this is just a fake out move or not. So anyway, it's going to be technical in that the non-firm payrolls aren't technical because all technicals go out the window on the short term frame, and that's why I'm purely basing my decision making on the much higher time frames, and what's going on in the short term is just going to be purely just watching the price action. Anyway, I'll press pause. We'll be back in a second. Okay, so the market's starting to move, but the news isn't out just yet. It's now 20 seconds to go, so this is where it gets all interesting, isn't it? And it's going to be flying all over the place. So I'm going to get my deal tickets over. Just going to be using 50,000 increments. So here we go. Fasten your seatbelts, everybody, because we'll see what's going to happen. Okay, it's up. Oh, is it up? It's down. It's down. Right, okay, so it's where I wanted it to go. I just need to try and find a way to get on the short side. Looks like Telecharts has given up the ghost, so we'll see if it's going to catch up in a minute. But the market has come down, the yen's come down, so it's what I wanted to do. So now I've just got to look for that opportunity to get short. I'm going to have wide stops. Here it comes. I'm going to have to have wide stops. Okay, let's get one in. I'm going to start putting a few positions in, but I'm going to have wide stops. Now I'm looking at initial targets are probably nearly there, actually, down at 78. Oh, blimey! If it's moving so much, I'm not keeping an eye on all of it, and obviously the telecharts are really struggling here. But yeah, about 78 would be my first target. So and that's 4-hour 50, but I'm still going to be looking for more downside than that. But one thing you have to be careful of with these sort of non-farm payrolls is sometimes you can get a big old reversal. So although we've come down, I've got to be very careful this doesn't come all the way back up and then stop me out. So I'll have to be very careful there. So if we come down to 80, then I'll take the profits on this current portion. And here we go. Oops, if I can actually bring it up. We're practically there. Let's bring it up. And then I'll show the account afterwards. Here it is, just getting down there. It just flashed at 80, but it wouldn't allow me. The broker, it was too much. Obviously, trading going on there just as it hit that 4-hour 50, so it's just bounced. So it looks like I've just missed the opportunity there. So that's okay. I'm not too fast because I'd still like to build a position anyway. I would have just taken the profits just to bank something there. So I got in at what? Let's bring back the account just whilst we're waiting here. So I got in a short at 99.07, and I'm still looking to short some more yet. But I've got to be very careful of getting too excited about shorting if this was to go and put a big old reversal in. So I've got to be very, very careful because you can get some huge ones, and I'm well aware of that. So I've got to allow quite a bit of slack to the upside, because it could come all the way back up and then come all the way back down, or just do a complete reversal. So I've got to be really careful. So let's just see what's going to happen here. My initial entry wasn't bad, but obviously it's had a nice flick down, but still waiting to see if I'm going to be able to get some more entries in as yet, but without me risking absorbing too much risk, because obviously we're looking at, it's 10 pip increments we're seeing here. So but so far so good. Momentum's down. I want to be on the right side of the momentum, which is what I'm doing. So let's get another one in. Got another one in at 11 short, and I might put another one in at about 30, something like that, and that will probably be it. So I've got a total of one contract short now, so one lot short. So we'll just see what's going to happen at the moment, but I'll just press pause for a second and we'll see what's going to happen. I suspect we might rally up a little bit more, but this is the thing. I want to make sure I've got a position on. I'm happy to absorb the risk up to around about 99.60, and hopefully it doesn't come all the way up to 60, stop me out and then roll over. That sort of thing can happen on a day like today. Like I said before the news, I was looking on the short side. We have broken to the short side, to the downside, and now I need to see if we're going to follow through. But I suspect that this market's not going to make it easy, and it probably is going to come up and rally. It's just a case of how much is it going to rally, if it is just a rally and then rolls over, or if this is going to be a complete reversal. So obviously the nice thing would be for it to just keep on coming down right now, but we don't always get what we want there. So let me press pause for now, and we'll come back to this as soon as we start seeing some more action. Okay, so it is coming down that little bit, but I'm still looking for that first target, like I said, just below 80, 98.80. So it's still got to come down yet, and anything can happen yet. So let's just press pause again. We'll just see what's going to happen. Okay, it's coming down for it. So let's see if we can. I don't muck around this time. Actually, have a deal ticket ready, which is useful, isn't it, to have a deal ticket actually ready? So now I've actually come back on sound, it's going to play around, isn't it? So I'll press pause for a second. Oh, it might come down. It's moving so quick that it could get down there quite quickly. So I've got to be careful of this chart. Actually, it looks like telecharts have caught up now. They just had a bit of a blurb with all that huge amount of data coming through. So just to see if it looks like it's just holding there at the moment. I'll press pause. Okay, so I'm still sitting here waiting. I think. Excuse me. See, we've come down. We've done this sort of test down here. So we got back down to 98.90, and now as you can see, we're just starting to turn. So the oomph has come out of the downside at the moment, but the momentum's good. It's accelerating to the downside, but we're putting some tails in, obviously, because we're on the candles on the higher time frames. Let's show you. So we go out to like a 30-minute time frame. We start to put some tails in. Or lower wicks, whatever you want to call them, if you want to talk in candle terms. So, but I'm still looking at this. My overall analysis was for, that's why I wanted to be on the short side of the yen before we do. Obviously, this had all come out. So far so good. Like I said, there's always the possibility of a complete reversal, but I've got to sit through this and just absorb the loss if that was to be the case. So I'm still potentially going to add one more unit to this this trade at some point if we carry on rallying, which I suspect we probably will do now, but because I have to stick with my overall analysis, and then it's a case of saying, okay, right, so I've got those positions in, how am I going to run this? Well, I don't really want to talk about how far I want to run it just yet, because I think I'd be getting ahead of myself, but I do see there being some pretty good potential to run this. So even though it's already had a pretty decent move down so far, so I think there's still some good potential. So it's just a case of saying, okay, let's see if this is going to follow through or what it's going to do. So I'll press pause for the time being, and we'll see what's going to happen. I may get to add that final position in up in the 20s 30s area, and I'll be looking to bail out about 60, which it could still come up to 60 and then roll back over, but you have to look at your risk and say, okay, you've given a trader a shot, so to speak. So let's just see. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, so we're still rallying up a little bit. Here we go. So I'm looking to add to this position. Oh no, not close that one. Add over here. There we go. So I've now got 3 positions in. So yep, that's in. So let's just bring over the account. So we can now see that I've got my 3 units in. So I've got the original unit in at 99.07, then the add in at 99.11, and then this one at 99.21. So there's the 3 positions. I haven't even put the stops in yet, but like I've already said, I'd exit around about 60. So this is the 15-minute chart. So it's come to the outer band. That's why I've just added that position there, and that means that it's also hitting the upper band on the 5-minute chart. So now it's just a case of just seeing what's going to happen, and whether this is going to gradually, this is just a bit of a rally before then we roll, or whether we're going to see a big reversal. The one thing obviously I don't like too much is the 30-minute chart. I'll come back to that. We're just about to close on the 30-minute time frame, and that is put in quite a big tail. But I do like the 4-hourly chart with the momentum, and but that's still got 2 hours to go. So on the 4-hour chart, who knows what could happen by the end of the next 2 hours. So it's only 2 p.m. here in the UK. 4-hour chart doesn't change until 4 p.m. So we shall see. But I'm sticking to my guns, and that's what you do when you're trading. Once you've done your analysis, then it's just a case of saying, okay, here's my analysis, here's my entry, here's my exit if I get stopped. And what happens in the middle could just be noise. We'll have to see. So for now, I shall press pause and we'll see what's going to happen. Okay guys, I'm just about to take some profits off here. So I said I'd take it off down here at 78, which is that 4-hour 50. It's taken a long time, as you can see. So but let's bring the account over so we can see where we got. So I've just taken that portion off, so it's running quite nicely at the moment. Still got these 2 remaining portions going. Sat through all of that retracement, but like I said, if you're looking at the bigger picture, it depends on the trade. Sometimes you're not looking at the bigger picture so much, but this was a much bigger picture trade I was looking at. So we finally come down to that 4-hour 50, but ultimately I want to see if this is going to run further. But I'm sitting here and it's 2:45 in the afternoon UK time, and at some point I'm going to have to get this video out to you. So but what I will do is obviously get my stops all into place at some point, and we'll look and see where I'm going to stop the video. But it does look like I'm going to be trying to run this one into Monday, so we're just going to see. But we may get some further downside targets yet, and if we do, then it's going to become a half decent trade. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, so this is where we are. So dollar yen, we have make sure I've got this projecting correctly. So yeah, on this dollar yen, we've had this nice flush down. This is the hourly chart. So remember, I shorted up at 99.11, 99.07, and 99.20 odd. Obviously, taken the back end off when it came down, and so took 40 something points off the back end, and really held because we've come down into the upper 50s, but I was looking for a level down at about 98.38, so which we haven't quite got to, and I suspect it's coming up to, was it 25 to 4 on Friday afternoon in the UK, and so I suspect that this is probably done for the day, but I want to hold on to this trade going into next week. So if you look at the account here, so I've banked £136 on that back end of the trade. I'm going to keep the remainder open going into next week. So because, give ourselves a reminder, this monthly chart, I'm looking to see if this is going to be the kickoff to bring us down ultimately to the lower band on the monthly, which will be all the way down to 96. But obviously in the meantime, I'd still take some profit off in the meantime. So at the moment, that's where we are. I'm going to move my stop down to 99.50 on these. So I say move it down. I hadn't even put it in, as you can see, because I've never actually got anywhere close to it. But let's put that in right now. 99.50, and hopefully that's giving it enough slack, even if it does want to rally for a bit. So it means that if I get stopped out on this and it does come up to 99.50, then I will still ultimately have a losing trade, because I'll have lost 40 odd points on just under 40 points, 39 points, 38, 39 points on this, but I made 42 on the gain. So the gain will have wiped out that loss, and then I'll take a loss on this remainder, which will be about 40 odd points. So 43 points, which will be about 120 odd pounds. So If I get stopped out over the weekend going into next week, then you know that I'll have a net loss of £120. But that's good trade management, isn't it? Where you get to a point where you're giving the trade the chance to make, and it was up £500 when it was up down here earlier on, but giving the trade the chance to try and make several £100 or thousands of pounds, whatever on this account, then it's at these levels. But this trade has the potential to run to £1,000 odd. So I'm giving it the slack to try and achieve that. So that's the goal. So that's where we are. We'll keep watching this dollar yen as we go into next week. You know where my stop is. It's at 99.50. I'm not going to put any targets in for now. I'm going to watch and see how that reacts as we come down next week, and we'll just see how this goes. So it's been a long video update, got some points back, but we're just going to see how much more this could become. It could end up becoming quite a good trade. We'll have to see. That's all for now. Have a great weekend.